Back to the Creating Comics Twitch channel with Chad, Perry, and Ray Ray. Today we're going to be drawing page 1 of Death Watch. Ironically, we have page 2 finished, but not page 1. For those of you who thought that Creating Comics happened in order, you'd be sadly mistaken, and we're about to prove that today. Anyway, I'll let Perry and Ray Ray say hi while I get this file ready to rock and roll.
What's up,
Greetings.
you guys? Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
We were talking about salad.
Yeah, we were talking about salad, but like salads that aren't salad.
And walnuts and
it's
watermelon.
Because you were talking about Watergate salad, which I have to ask, because you said that it was pistachio and walnuts, not watermelons.
Right.
And so pistachio, walnuts, and I don't know what else. But I wonder, why is it called Watergate?
Maybe my grandparents were watching the Watergate scandal when Nixon got impeached. I don't know. Or resigned or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. And this is what sucks. I can't ask my grandma. I and she'd be the only one that would know.
But it just went risky.
Yeah, my chances of getting a response would be very low. But
You just pull out the old, Wega board,
yeah.
quiche board, the Luigi board.
My grandma would be very disappointed in me if I ever tried to talk to her through a Ouija board. I would not want to face those consequences.
Can you imagine? Like, you pull out a Ouija board because you want to talk to one of your dead relatives because you're just like, man, I really want to say hi to you. And then, like, they do come back to talk to you, but it's just to scold you for using a Ouija board.
Yeah. It's like, that's the devil. Yeah.
It's like, what is he doing playing with the devil's board? And it's like, well, I have to ask you, what are you doing talking to me through the devil's board?
Yeah, exactly. No, she was
seeing you here.
She was a straight shooter. If I ever left my comics out at Grandma's house, in the trash they went. So I lost quite a few valuable books. If I left them out at Grandma Hardin's, she was no joke. That was going in the garbage can. But no, she's an amazing woman. I'm not trying to diss Grandma. I miss her every day. Especially around the holidays.
Jared's here.
Hey, Jared. We're doing good, Jared. We should talk after this live stream. I got an email. And the email was an NDA, so we can't say anything else about it. So anyway,
We can say something about salads that aren't salad.
We can, right. We can go right back to our Watergate discussion.
Okay, because there's this one salad that I heard of, and it's called, like, what is it? It's frog eye salad, I believe. And I think how you make it, so it's pasta, but, like, they're really small pastas.
Pasta?
Like, real tiny ones.
Okay.
Huh?
Pasta.
Yeah, real tiny pasta, and you mix in, like, Cool Whip, mandarin oranges, pineapple, like...
Pasta and Cool Whip? Pasta and Cool Whip. I'm out. I'm not eating that.
Sounds awful.
I've had roadkill, and I'm not eating that. So.
Okay, why?
Because people think that's funny when you're on a mission to serve you roadkill and disgusting food, to see how you'll react, because you're supposed to be polite.
That doesn't sound very Christ-like.
No, it was not. It was not.
Oh.
You know, sometimes, I don't know. You'd be surprised at what tastes good, though. Like, chitlins are pretty good. But you really need to trust the person that makes your chitlins.
I mean, I've definitely had foods before where I've thought, like, I may not be into this, but I might. If someone were to give me a plate of roadkill, I think I'd probably be a little bit skeptical, because it's like, this was probably run over by a Subaru or a Dodge Ram. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, in North Carolina, it was either a Ford or a Chevy.
Oh. Oh, Ryan Brown is here.
Ryan! It's
Brown
good to have you
compound.
back on here, Ryan.
Oh,
So
but yeah, I was going to tell you about the. Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, keep going. Keep going with the salad talk. We can
Okay,
come
well, the
back
reason
to
why I brought up salads that aren't salads is because I have a friend, and yeah, her, like, then fiance, now husband, his family ate some of the most, like, sugary stuff I have ever heard of. Because, like, I'm not a huge candy person. I'm not a huge sugar person. So, just, like, even hearing about these stories, I don't know, I could feel, like, my teeth rotting and, like, my blood pressure rising and, like, all that stuff.
the diabetes.
But, yeah, I could feel the diabetes from within. And, yeah, one of the things that she said that they served was fruit pie. Now, this is a misleading title. Because
Fruit
what
pie
it is
sounds
is
good.
that you take...
It sounds good.
Well, it's about to not be.
Okay.
Oh. You take... So you take a pie tin, or, you know, whatever you serve your pies in, and then you take fruit by the foot. And
No.
you...
No. No.
Like I said, it only gets worse from here, so buckle up, bud. And get ready. So, you take fruit by the foot, and you lace it together, you know, so you kind of make like a basket. I can't remember what that weave is
Like
called.
a weave
but yeah, you
or
like
whatever that they put on top of pies.
Yeah. So you do it like that. So you basically make like a fruit by the foot basket, and then you fill it with, I think they use Starburst.
That is so gross.
No.
That's not a pie.
No.
Well, they sure thought it was, because now I guess the family just eats it every now and again. Like, it was originally
No.
a joke, but now it just happens, and it hurts me to think about.
Just because
do
it's
often.
in the shape of a pie doesn't mean it's a pie.
You know what that sounds like to me?
Mm.
That sounds like a bunch of boys who got left alone in the house for too long, and they were like really hungry, and they just started mashing crap together.
Sounds like Buddy
That's
the
what that
Elf
sounds like to
with
me.
his spaghetti.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, it just, there's that, and going back to the salads that aren't salads, she was telling me that one time they were talking about, like, yeah, who's gonna bring the salad, and what kind of salad should it be? It's like fruit salad, they call it. It's not a salad. Don't let that title mislead you. It's a bowl full of candy, like fruity flavored candy. And was like, let's do a green salad, so it was all green candies.
Come
and
on.
I hear these, yeah, I hear these stories, and I can't even begin to imagine eating that much sugar.
Now, do you think this is a
Just
Utah
like-
thing? Do you think this is a Utah thing?
I think so. Because, I mean, you figure a lot of people around here, I feel like, because, you know, the Book of Mormon says, you know, don't have coffee, don't have tea, don't have alcohol, like that kind of stuff. It's basically all been replaced here
With
with
sugar.
sugar. I mean, yeah, that's why you have, like, these soda bars, and that's why you have all these, like, little pastry places that pop up. Like, you know, there's Crumble right now, there's, like, the Chip place.
Wait, chips?
For a while, yeah, Chip. It's another cookie place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Chip and Crumble, like, the big cookie places, because my mother loves Crumble,
Hey, I
but
love
the
crumble.
only way...
I love crumble.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So there are Crumble cookies that I've enjoyed. However, I cannot eat the ones that have the icing on it. It's just too much.
Well, once again, whenever you're done with your cheese or your crumble cookies,
Oh my gosh.
you just bring them right over here, and I will take care of that.
Yeah, I'll eat your frosting for you.
Let's see.
It's
JD
like, well-
Smith, Digi Artist says, Chad, I think you should make a comic about me. It would sell real nice. All right, sell us on it. Let's do it. Sell us on it.
What's your elevator pitch?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's hear it. Right now.
You know, that's why, 'cause, you know, I like baking. I bake stuff all the time. And that's why when I found that icing recipe that's made up of, like, it's like heavy cream, mascarpone cheese, it has some powdered sugar in it, but most icings I've made that require powdered sugar, they call for, like, 2 cups of it. This one only has, like, 1 1/4 cups or something. Like, a good chunk less. It's so creamy. It is so light, and it's not too sugary. Like I love that icing.
Okay. My kids make good stuff. I don't cook. I cook macaroni and cheese, spaghetti. You know, talking about Arrested Development, like the same crap a 16-year-old would make. Like grilled cheese, tomato soup, ramen, macaroni and cheese, steak, and breakfast. I can pretty much make any breakfast food. Okay, and that's it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's it.
Yes,
and,
same.
and salads. And salads. Anything else, I better have a really, really foolproof recipe. Otherwise, it's going to be terrible. So,
I can
I made
do
a-
prep work, but when it comes to actually putting it all together, that's where I fail.
I made a really good quiche Lorraine back at Christmas time, and I'll have to make it again because oh my gosh, that thing was delicious.
your crepes were really good. We're talking
I
about
like cooking and
about
baking.
all this food, and now I'm like, I want to stop and like order food. Oh my gosh!
I'm starting to get hungry because like I'm thinking about a few days ago, like a week ago or something. I made homemade yakisoba, and that came out really good. Like
That
some
sounds
tempura
good.
fried vegetables.
That sounds
Mhm.
good.
Okay, here. This is JD Smith, digital artist, digi artist, gave the elevator pitch. So I'm gonna see if like I can read this somewhat dramatically to like really sell the pitch.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so the story can be how all these women love me, and I have to date all of these supermodels. And if I don't make it, and if I don't mate every 30 minutes, my heart will explode because of an evil doctor who inserted a heart bomb with me. Heart bomb in me because we used to be best friends, but now we're not. Oh, there's some tea there. There's some background there. Aren't you friends anymore? May or may not be based on a true story, by the way.
Oh,
Sounds like The Conjuring.
wow. What was
There's
the?
some drama back there.
There is. Wasn't there like the one guy that their friend strapped a bomb to his neck and made him rob a bank and then blew him up?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past humanity to not do that. Sounds like something that could happen.
I'm pretty sure that really happened. Either that or I've just watched
Everything
too much
has
Netflix.
to happen in some capacity.
Okay, I can't remember if this is supposed to be a bat or if I was just like giving a demo in class and I was like, okay, this works, and I gave a check mark on it. Do you guys remember by any chance?
I don't think there was any bats in
Okay,
this
there's
scene.
no bats. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
All right. Let me just undo. Get rid of this. It's like sort of a weird place. Yeah, we're just going for drama. Now these are just this is my equivalent to penciling. My story's totally different though. Okay.
Sounds very action-packed.
I'm just saying
A lot of like moody drama.
either that or really short. It's gonna be really short going. It's like
It's a short story.
boom. Oh boy.
Yeah, there's two movies on Netflix. I want to say they were added on fairly recently. Like I just barely noticed them. And one is called The Circle, and one is called The Platform.
Okay.
It was interesting. I was telling Ray about The Circle on Monday, I think, like either Monday or Wednesday.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, where basically like there's 50 people. They're all standing on these little circles in a circle because it's the circle. But like every 2 minutes, one of them is killed. So like basically they're having to, but they vote on who dies. So they're like kind of going through and deciding like in what order everyone in that room should die.
That sounds really sad.
It was a was a ride. I mean, I'll be honest, some of the characters, when they went down, I was like, okay, cool. Because, I mean, some of them just weren't nice people. They just weren't really great people. But a few of the others, it was like, oh, well, that's unfortunate.
It seems to me like I had a... Listen, I had the circle queued up for over a year. Okay. So what was the
Like my overall consensus or like rating of it?
Yeah, JD Smith, digital artist, wants to know.
Oh, I enjoyed it. The ending was surprising. Of course, I'm not going to say anything of like what happens, but it kind of took a turn that I wasn't really expecting. So that was a nice surprise. I'd recommend watching it. I think it's interesting to kind of see like how they reason through, who should die, in what order they should die, like that kind of thing. So yeah, go give it a watch.
Okay, who is caught up on the Book of Boba Fett?
We're
not going to do
not me.
spoilers. We're not going to do spoilers. There's a lot of
I
blowback
don't
this
watch.
week, and I haven't seen it. But there's a lot of blowback. A lot of angry people out there.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
And I really liked the first 2 episodes. So and it's the same team. It's Favreau and the same team that did Mando. So I'm sort of wondering how, what happened that turned the tide, so to speak.
Right.
Anyway, we'll see. So I was wondering if you guys have seen it and what your... Anyway, don't spoil it for anyone, guys. But... And then also...
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
The Eternals is out this week on Disney Plus too. So if you have Disney Plus and you're watching... I gotta make sure that this perspective lines up. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I just leave the corner of the room out? It looks sort of like a weird tangent. Let's go back.
I kind of like it.
Do you?
Yeah, it gives it like an old warped feeling.
So the outside clearly indicates that it has 4 walls. I wonder if I just sort of did it up here and then I didn't continue it in the light. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay.
I think we're getting a little behind in the chat. Let's see. So,
Right,
yeah, Mecha Jared, we can see your messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your messages are getting through. Seeing them. Let's see. Smith Digi Artist says, the guy who tossed himself into a pit monster's belly 39 years ago, that guy has a new show / movie. Yeah, he do.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone, DRWB Art, says, hey, Chad and gang.
Hey!
Whoa. And yeah, JD Smith DigiArt was just responding to Jared.
Okay.
Cool.
I almost wish I didn't pencil this type because that could almost be a finished panel. Oh well. We'll just keep going. These are supposed to be roughs. Alright.
Oh, yeah, do you want to hear about the other movie? The platform
I do.
one?
Yes. I think I've seen
Okay, so
this
one.
I think I've seen this one.
It's the one where it's like, I don't know if it's a prison or like some kind of... It's just some kind of facility where like platform of food is lowered down like level to level.
Yep, I've seen this one.
Okay, yeah. That one was a ride.
That was really weird. And it messed me up.
It like... Yeah. It was a bit graphic.
Yeah.
Like, for anyone listening, the basic premise of this movie is that, yeah, you have these people. It's about, like, 2 people per floor. And, I mean, it's ambiguous for most of the movie how many floors there are, but just know there are well over 100 floors in this building.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's a lot of levels. And again, I don't know if it's some kind... I don't think it's a prison. I think it's some kind of, like, corrections facility, because some people go in there voluntarily. So it's not like in order to be there you have to sentence, but there are people who they probably should have gone to prison for there. It's yeah. And every day, this platform of food is lowered down from level to level, and that's.
Uh-oh, I think maybe we lost Perry.
Harry, your audio died.
Okay, wait, am I back?
Yep, there you
You're
are.
back.
Okay, cool. I don't know at what point I left off, but
The platform of
Food.
right, yeah. So the platform of food gets lowered down, and it's kind of wild to see what happens because, of course, eventually we're gonna run out of food on this platform. So it's just kind of wild to see what happens to these people, like when they do get food and when they don't get food, because they change levels every month.
Hmm.
So yeah, sometimes you can be on a really good level, because the closer you are to the first level, of course, the more food you're gonna get, or sometimes you can be on a really poor level, where you can go a whole month without receiving any food. So, it's violent, it's graphic. If those kinds of things bother you, then I would skip that movie. If you're not really bothered by it, though, then consider it. It is definitely a psychological kind of trip, though. Here, let's see what chat is saying. So, JD Smith Digiartist says, these two movies sounds like they're in the vein of Cube. I've actually never seen Cube. I don't know anything about Cube.
Yep. Yep. Cube was like the OG Saw back in the day, yeah. Yeah, it started the whole sort of torture, horror / haunted house. But yeah. Yes, definitely. Oh, I'm still on exclusion.
Is this the thing we've talked about?
What's that?
Okay, so yeah. Jared One says, hey Chad, this is working on. Is this the thing we talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this thing we talked about, but
yep.
we can't talk about.
Yep, it is. So don't, yeah. Yep. Oh, man.
Yeah, the rest of it is just about when I cut out.
Totally messed that up. Okay, I'm going to merge that down and hope that solves it. No, it doesn't. Oh. I did all this drawing on an exclusion layer when I started making these marks up here. Daggone it. Not happy with myself right now. I am not happy with myself right now. How do I fix this? Alright. Do this. Hopefully this works. Come on, Chad. Cut. Paste. And let's see. Can we invert? Haha! Every now and then, good old Crunkle Chad pulls one off.
Ooh.
Oops, but I'm still on white. There we go.
RWB Art says that was very suspenseful.
I know. First of all, okay, I'm doing, like, if my students work this way, I'd be very upset. Like, this is everything I tell my students not to do. And I'm doing it. So it's definitely one of these things where it's like, do as I say, don't, not as I do. First of all, everything should be on its own layer. And I've basically merged my layouts with my pencils. So that's a no-no. And then, anyway, everything should, I always talk about non-destructive editing. So, like, you can go back and fix things in case you make a mistake. Well, I've merged everything onto basically one layer. So if I mess up at this point, it's all on this layer. And that's just not a good place to be. You don't want to put yourself in those situations. It's sort of silly. But I've done it.
You're giving your students a lot of ammo to
I
be
know,
like, well,
I know.
you do this.
You do it, Chad. I learned it from you.
Supposed to look to you for guidance.
I know.
This is
I know.
what you do.
I know. Exactly. It's so true. Like you're supposed to like, it's funny. I sat in on Adam Manoa's digital painting class, and you could totally tell he's like working on a team, like a production team on the whatever project he's working on right now. Because let me tell you something, if you're working on like the same Photoshop file with like 3 or 4 other artists, if you don't like name your layers and like just practice like file courtesy, that's a good way to like get stabbed in the parking lot.
Oof.
Yeah, and you could totally and I've been on my own for so long, where it's like I don't care until like the very end, until like I send the file out. Like I won't even let name the layers or anything, or say, because you're basically supposed to give the layer name. You're supposed to say like what the blending mode is. Just things like that. If you have like a group, what's in the group. Just so when you hand off the file, you're being like a good citizen of the workplace type of deal. But I've been on my own for so long, like I don't do any of that anymore. I used to, religiously. Because it used to be there's like, if you work at an advertising company, there's like 4 or 5 other artists that are opening up that file at any given moment, dropping it into like templates and putting it on presentations, and so you really have to be courteous like that. But I'm like, man, I haven't even thought about that stuff lately. It's like a different lifetime ago. Probably gonna need to get some reference for. I heard this rumor that they're gonna start that like credit companies are gonna want to look at your browser history before they give you loans. Yeah, I know, right? Sounds crazy. Something
Seems a little invasive.
Straight out of Black Mirror. If that happens, comic book writers and artists will never get a loan ever again. My Google searches are so weird. Pretty sure like the TSA is monitoring at this point.
Maybe not the TSA, because the CIA.
CIA, yeah. Which one's local? It's probably the FBI.
FBI is local.
It's internal affairs to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I was once writing a paper about, like... actually, I'm going to stop this story. I'm done.
Maybe wise. Maybe.
Let's just say I might have ended up on some list. I don't know.
That'd be funny.
Let's see. JD Smith DiGiorgio says, I would have no friends. I would purposely not name any of my layers and then add a dozen layers that have nothing in them just to mess with them. Okay, speaking of chaos, I've been thinking lately. Okay. Sometimes I just like to think of all the different ways that, like, I could just sprinkle a little bit of chaos into just, like, the day-to-day life that really doesn't have anything to do with me. But one thing that I heard about is you just write little things on pieces of paper, like, I know, or I'm gonna tell on you, and then you leave it under someone's, like, windshield wiper. And then, that's it. You leave it there for them to find.
Isn't that...
And,
I know what you did last summer. Didn't they make that into a movie? I think that's been made into a movie. I think it's been done.
I mean, I'm not going for originality, I'm going for chaos.
Okay.
I actually haven't seen that movie, so I have no idea.
Me neither. It looked really bad. And life's too short for bad horror movies.
Yeah, so The guy that was talking about, I saw him on TikTok. The guy that was talking about it, he's like, if they're a morally good person and like they have nothing to worry about, it's not really going to affect them. If they're not, then that is going to send them spiraling for the rest of their day. And it's like, I kind of like that. It's like chaotic justice.
Yeah.
It's psychological.
I think maybe we should all do it then.
It's like, that's kind of neat.
Just like psychological vigilantism.
Yeah, kind of. Then another one that they talked about was like you're in some kind of like grocery store or just someplace with a lot of people. You go up to someone and you ask them just with all sincerity, "How long have you been here?" And they answer, and then depending on what their answer is, I guess like they'll tell you how long they've been there, and then you just say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so behind," and then you run away. And just that's it. Kind of make them wonder, like, wait, what am I a part of?
What just happened?
Why are they behind? What are they behind on?
That would freak me out. Don't do that. That sounds mean.
The only thing that stops me with that one is the idea of like having to talk to people.
It's like, what if they start asking the wrong questions? You don't know what to say anymore.
And you're really in deep, so you either have to dig your heels in and you just start believing it yourself, or you just walk away. I think the last one they talked about was like, you say bless you for things that aren't sneezes, and then when someone corrects you, you just look at them.
I already do
like,
that.
Blank face, just looking at them. Okay, well, you're ahead of the game, so good job. Let's see. Lady Smith Digiartist said, skip it. Last summer's is our junk. Good to know. Like, anything that sounds like it could have to do with high school, I just skip it.
What encourages you guys to see horror movies? Like I'll start. I feel obligated to watch Final Destination just because of all the Final Destination memes. I feel like I'm
gonna be
something.
honest. I don't watch horror movies at all, generally speaking.
Are they just too much?
For me, yeah.
That's how my kids
usually. I'll watch movies that are suspense based, but usually horror, I just stay away.
So I don't know what happened to me. Actually, I do. I've told you guys the story about being 4 years old and watching Alien from behind the couch at my friend's house when their parents got a VHS.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So, basically I started watching, movies no 4-year-old ever had any business watching.
You do.
So I'm probably pretty desensitized, but my kids, well, first of all, and Joy's probably never seen an R-rated movie ever. I think she watched the VidAngel version of Air Force One with Harrison Ford. I think that's the closest she's come to watching an R-rated movie. And so my kids, my oldest daughter will watch horror movies with me now, but it's almost like a fun new thing for her, and she's 24. So I get that. I get it. But for me, it's this weird thing because it's just and don't get me wrong, it scared. I probably should have been in therapy after watching Alien at 4 years old. I mean, it scared the living everything out of me. And but now that I'm older, it's almost watching it. It's almost comical. It's almost funny. It's not. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, I get it though. If it doesn't make you feel good, why would you ever watch it?
I just don't want my brain to become vanilla, so I just spice it up every now and again. But when I was a kid, I hated horror movies so much. 'Cause
There's not a lot to offer kids in horror movies, though. I mean,
like, yeah, that's true. I mean, there is kind of like a horror genre that I think was popular in the 90s, but then like the PCA got involved or something, and they're like, shut it down. R.L. Stine was like, fine. Gonna be like that. I mean, I used to read those books like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
mm-hmm.
But, you know, I have mentioned this before, Chad, how my brain doesn't really separate like fiction from reality.
Oh, you should not be watching horror movies then. You really shouldn't.
No, I shouldn't. No, I really shouldn't. But like, it was almost worse when I was a kid, which is why I stayed away from it for so long. Because I was like, this is gonna mess me up. I read a couple of those, scary story books when I was a kid, and it messed me up. And I'm like, okay, I can't do this. I will never be able to do this. Oh, but then I got older, and I'm like, well, I'm feeling a bit more jaded than I used to. And I want to draw scary things. I think that could be pretty neat. But I don't have any fuel. So, you know, I said, all right, brain, let's make you a little spicy. I live with it. I think, like, the first thing I remember watching that, like, genuinely terrified me, it was actually The Mummy. With those, like, scarab beetles that crawl under your skin.
See, I don't even
like the sound of that.
I don't even consider that a horror film.
But I don't either.
It is, though. It really is. I mean, but I don't know.
The first time I saw that, I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm out. You're never going to see this face again. Good.
I mean, I get that, but that was my reaction to an alien popping out of John Hurt's, or, that's not the actor's name. Oh my gosh, I forgot the actor's name. Oh.
Spaceballs ruined that scene for me.
That was actually really funny. No, it wasn't William Hurt, was it? No, it's not. No, gosh, it was John. Hold on. Okay, I gotta Google it. It's gonna drive me nuts.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll read the chat.
Yeah, you read the chat while I Google. Why is my phone on night mode?
John Hurt?
Was I right? Is that what I said?
I don't even remember, I'm gonna be honest.
It is!
My short-term memory is bad.
Holy crap, I was right. Or did I say John Hunt?
I don't
I think
know.
you said John Hunt.
Okay.
You said something. You said everything like adjacent to John Hurt.
Okay. All right, well.
You said every version of John Hurt, like in a different font.
For me, getting that close, I'm going to call that a win. Hey, look, no.
Hi.
Drawbart says, I'm right.
All right, I know when to sit down. That's fine.
I got to take my wins any place I can get them.
Okay, let's see. So chat. Okay, let's see. So this is back from like when we were talking about the little like sprinkle of chaos on the day-to-day life. Mecha Jared once said, just sit next to a random stranger on a park bench, look forward, and then say, did you bring the stuff? That's also kind of fun to do when you're in like a parking garage, but do it during the daytime, because at nighttime that takes it too far.
You know what though? There's a ton of people that do stuff like that on TikTok, and I've seen a few of them get the poo beat out of them. I mean,
they can go horribly wrong.
Yeah, there's this one kid, I'm not kidding you. Like, he messed with this guy that had to be like 3 feet taller than him, and he smacked that kid so hard I felt it. I mean, anyway, I don't know. I have better things to do. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, first of all, don't go up to someone who's 3 feet taller than you and think, let me incite some chaos.
I know, but like...
That was mistake number one.
Here's the thing, though. He must be like a TikTok star. He must be like making killer bank. Because he does it all the time. Like, he just pranks people. Like, that's his job. It's almost like his job. And anyway, I don't know how he's alive. He's gonna... like, I'm not kidding you. He must not live in Texas, because if he lived in a red state, that's it. Someone would have shot him by now. Like,
Probably California,
seriously, yeah.
if I had to guess.
He totally has to be in Cal. That's what I'm putting my money that he's in California. Otherwise, somebody would have killed him by now. Like, I don't know. Even in Utah, like, there's parts of Utah you'd get shot doing what he was doing. I'm just saying, someone would pull out a gun, just like blammo. So I don't know. Anyway, so maybe don't do that, Jared. Maybe don't do that. I don't know.
Let's see. The next comment was also from Jared. It said, I was traumatized by Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th as a kid. It's probably why I'm so twisted.
Let's see. I think I was about 12. Does 12 count as being a kid when you watch Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah, you're on the threshold of, you're like a preteen at that point, I think.
So, watching Johnny Depp basically get turned into a blender smoothie,
Ooh.
that was if you haven't seen that scene, everyone should watch Nightmare on Elm Street just for like the tricks they did visually. It was pretty cool. I think Kubrick was first with a lot of this stuff in 2001, but it's like those were Wes Craven films. Wes Craven pulled off some pretty cool stunts with that. Visually, it was an awesome movie, because I remember watching that movie and I just couldn't wrap my brain around how they did the effects. And then it wasn't until I met my friend Slade when I was in high school, and he was like a film person, and he had read up on how they did it, and like I was so enthralled at that point. Just like, and you got to understand, I grew up before computers. So watching this stuff,
I mean, back then they
Right.
had to do all of the effects.
yeah, there's like people today, they see stuff in movies and it doesn't even register to them whether it's real or fake. They just accept it as reality. And it used to be like a good movie had effects that would trick you, and you would literally like leave the theater just being like, how in the world did they do that? So, hats off to Wes Craven. Those are fun. But you know what? Jared, if you go back and watch Nightmare on Elm Street, it is literally Home Alone. It is the plot line to Home Alone. Like, John Hughes, Wes Craven could sue. Well, John Hughes is dead, but Wes Craven totally could have sued John Hughes for that. I mean, it's almost comical how it's blatantly Home Alone.
And let's see. But I'm not bothered by scary / gross stuff. I just don't like the cheesiness of most horror movies.
You know what though? Okay,
The artist said similar.
but here we are. We're basically making a horror comic, and if you go back and you watch the old horror movies, the reason why they worked and they let people make them is because basically it would reestablish, moral values at the time. Like the kids who got killed were always the kids who were like making out in the car. You know what I mean? So they're basically giant morality tales. It's Little Red Riding Hood for adults, or children who are bigger than children. So what do you guys think about going dark on the cloth on this? Is that too much? Pull it back?
I would pull it back just a little bit.
Yeah, I think I liked it better when it was like hatched. I like it on the priest, but I don't know if I like it on
Yeah,
the...
very dramatic priest.
Yeah, I like that better.
JD Smith, DJ Artist, said, similar to Chad, I grew up with Fangoria and monsters. I still go to sleep listening to creepypastas and other horror stories.
Fangoria, that is a book, magazine name that I have not heard in a long time. But that was so cool. That magazine was so cool. Like seriously, I think everybody should have to watch American Werewolf in London. To this day, I don't know how they pulled off some of those effects. It's insane. They must have had like a transforming robot for that scene. It's nuts. You should watch. Everyone should watch that. One of the best. One of the best horror movies.
This probably isn't on like. Yeah, I know this probably isn't on like the same level as those, but I remember the first time I watched like Beetlejuice and seeing like all the different makeup effects and stuff they did on the dead people.
Yeah.
That was really fun to see.
Yeah, Tim Burton definitely has a vision. You have to give it to him. I just wish that vision changed from film to film. I might need to get reference.
I watched this movie. It was called like the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I think. Do you know that one?
Nope.
It's an old film. Like it probably came out somewhere between like the 20s and 30s or something. Like it's a really old film. And when I was watching it, I think that might have been where he got some of his like aesthetic references from. Yeah, I think it is a silent film.
Really? Old school.
Yeah, Drawbart in the comments asked. Yeah, it, like I said, really old film. Yeah, black and white, some kind of like silent film, something. Okay, JD Smith DigiArt also knows this movie. So yeah, I just think of like all the really wonky like buildings and some of the ways that like the characters would move throughout it. Just, it's cool. It has like kind of like those twisty, like spirally effects and whatnot. It's a neat film. One silent film I've always wanted to watch, but I've never been able to like get around to it or like get my hands on it is Metropolis.
Somebody blew my mind the other day where they literally took shot for shot out of Metropolis and compared them to Blade Runner. And I was just like,
really?
Holy, yeah, yep. Like shot for shot, just things out of that movie repeated in Blade Runner. And I was blown away. I was like, you really? It's amazing how like people that know film and study film, where it's just like, this is an homage. And yeah, no, amazing. I'll if I find it, if I see it again on Facebook, I'll save it and flag you.
The film honestly feels like a whole other language to me. I don't know, there's something about it where you learn, of course there's like the terms and whatnot to like understand, you know, the different shots, the different like equipment, the different effects, like all that stuff. But being able to almost have like this mental catalog of like, oh yeah, that absolutely plays homage to this, and like remembering certain scenes, different like, oh, what is it? I don't want to say aesthetics because that's not what I'm going for. Like the visual styles and whatnot, like it's crazy. Yeah, there are just some people where they're like, oh yeah, this is absolutely this, and this film came out, you know, 50 years before this one did, and you know, this person was probably influenced by this, or it looks like, you know, this is a combination of like these two different films and it was part of this era. It's like, wow.
Yeah, and what's amazing to me though is like my friend Slade, I was telling you about, the one that was giving me the breakdowns, like I think had he gone on to make movies, he literally would have just made movies almost identical to Quentin Tarantino. Like, I remember his student film, watching his student film, and I'm just like going, whoa. And then like I watched Kill Bill, and I'm like, holy cow. Like, these two people were on the same vibe, and just separated by, I don't know. I don't know how Quentin Tarantino got his break, but there's an alternate reality where my friend Slade is Quentin Tarantino in like the metaverse.
I haven't watched a Tarantino film in forever. The first one I did see, though, it was Kill Bill.
What was the one he did with the cars? The serial killer that kills people with cars. That was
no
worth a
idea.
watch. Yeah. That was worth a watch.
Cars 2.
Oh my gosh.
Ray Ray's like,
Ray.
Ray has like said nothing this whole stream.
I don't know. I don't know any of what's going on. So I'm just like, okay, how can I contribute? Gotta jump on that.
Like, I've got my pastaroni, and I will listen for my opportunity.
Uh,
Oh, how is Sugar?
yeah.
Get us on Sugar.
She's good. She's good. Did you guys talk about her on stream last week or something?
Yeah, we sent thoughts and
Very
prayers.
briefly, but if you wanna recap.
Yeah, so last week I wasn't able to make it to stream because Sugar decided it would be a great idea to injure herself while she was running around. And I have a tendency to just kind of let her roam free while I'm working on art and whatnot. As long as I can hear what she's doing, I can usually tell what's going on. Like if she's eating something she's not supposed to or whatever, I can hear it. So it had been quiet for a little while, for the past half hour or so, so I got up to go and check on her. I was like, okay, is she asleep? Is she good? And she was in her pen and she was cleaning herself. I was like, oh, okay, I guess she's done running around. So I closed the pen and I turn around and I look down and there's blood drops on the floor. And in case anyone in chat doesn't know, Sugar is one of my rabbits. I have 2 of them. And she's a baby dwarf lionhead. And she's white. So she's this little white puffball. And I look down and there's blood drops on the floor. And so I kind of panic and I bend down and I like touch it to see if it's still wet. It's still wet. And I run over to Sugar and I open the cage again. And I'm like trying to look at her. And she's not cleaning herself. She's licking her foot, which is profusely bleeding. So then I kind of panicked a little bit, but you know how you can't panic when your pet is panicking because then they pick up on that and it just gets worse for everybody involved.
Yeah.
To, like,
I
keep her
basically,
cool.
yeah, I was like, okay, gotta keep my cool, and I got like not a dirty towel, but like one of those towels you have that you save for cleaning, basically. So I got that and I kind of scooped her up and I took her to the bathroom, and what ended up happening was that while she was wandering around, somehow she tore one of her claws in half. And most mammals that have nails or claws, they have a blood vessel that goes to each nail individually, and that's called the quick. And so, sorry, excuse me. When she tore her claw in half, she exposed that blood vessel, and it was, oh my gosh, and they warn you about this when they teach you how to like clip your pet's nails. So like, hey, be careful not to hit the quick because otherwise it'll bleed and it's scary. And it was scary. But once I figured out what was wrong, I was able to stop the bleeding and take care of her. And the next day she was totally fine and wondering why I wouldn't let her run around. And I was like, well, it's for your own good in case your foot starts bleeding again. And now a week later, she caused so much mischief today. Oh my gosh. But she's slowly back to normal, and I'm really glad it wasn't anything more serious. It was just scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did the same thing with my dog, trimming.
It's scary, huh?
But
it bleeds so much more than you would think.
Here's like the thing that stinks about it. Boo, you guys have met Boo, right?
Yes.
Boo is terrified of if she would just relax, everything would have been cool. But she spazzes out at like the worst possible moment. Like right when you're going to, going to clip it, she freaks out.
Uh-huh.
And then you clip it, and then yeah. And then with
Have
dogs,
you tried
blood
I've
everywhere.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I've seen on YouTube some people will get like a big bag and they'll cut holes in it for the dog's legs, and then you like hang the dog from something in the air so that their legs are just kind of dangling, and that way they can't really flail around when you're trying to trim their claws.
Yeah, I don't know. She's so scared of everything. Like I told you guys the other day, walking her on her, I walk her like 5, 6, 7 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And the wind was blowing, and it was blowing leaves, and that terrified her. She was like, I'm going back in the house because the wind was blowing leaves. Like,
Oh, baby.
yeah, she is afraid of everything. And anyway. Oh! Joy's like, the bag dangling from the air. Yeah. Joy's like, I'm on this. We're doing it. We're going to suspend Boo in the air with a bag. Yeah,
I heard that and immediately started hearing Chandelier by Sia. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it work. I've seen some groomers that do it. Usually it's with smaller dogs though, so like I don't know how well it would work for Boo, but I don't know. It's like if they can't see the clippers and they're just chilling in a bag, what is there to freak out about other than being in a bag?
The fact that you're suspended in a bag, like
yeah. If you can freak out about it, Boo's gonna freak out about it. It's gonna happen. I'll give you another example. When I cleaned out my office, I had a bag by the stairs. She would not go downstairs for an entire week because the bag sat at the top of the stairs. She wouldn't follow me down to the basement. Even if I had food, she wouldn't follow me. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes. I mean, it's exhausting. It is exhausting sometimes where I'm like, Boo, help me out here. It's like, nope. All right. I'm trying to put a background on the scene and I'm not digging it. So we're just going to do the light. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think that one really needs a background.
Bathed in light.
There's so much going on with the fabric. I think you're fine.
Yeah.
You don't want to detract from all that fabric-y goodness.
Yep.
Fabulous fabric.
I think I'm just going to do like some small motion lines and that's it. But this is what, if you are, okay, and just so you guys know, the sequential class got moved online. And they want to draw, so we might do a few sessions of this where we have the entire sequential class on Discord.
Whoa.
But,
wow.
Ray's like, whoa.
That'd be a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Wow, that's like a whole class.
I feel so bad though, because half the sequential is a fun class when we all get to be together and draw together. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so, if we're doing that on our own, it makes it a lot less fun. So if we do it together,
It's sad that we had sequential online.
I know. But there's also talk that they might put all the classes back online because of how out of control things are with I'm gonna mess it up. Omicron. Did I say that right? Omicron?
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay, alright. Anyway.
A
whole
Unicron
class
variant.
Yeah, a whole class in Discord. Been AFK, but what? What does that mean?
I'm not quite sure what they're referring to.
Oh, JD Smith DiGiardo says that they got a bounce.
JD, thanks for popping in. We always love having you on. And Friday should be our new stream time, so hopefully everybody can just chill and watch us, running out the clock at work, hopefully. With every semester, my schedule changes slightly. And that's why we had to move it to Fridays, so... But hopefully that works out for everyone. But I think it'll be a good way to start every weekend. So hopefully come back next week and we'll do it again. All right, so I think we got 3 panels pretty much done. Now, I got a question for you guys. I'm working without a script on this one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me, okay, so right now the priest is here doing the last rites, okay? And we know what happens in the next panel. They reanimate, and then stuff gets real. So I'm toying with the idea that the priest tries to stop the reanimation. But I'm also thinking, do they die in the struggle? And it's a witness that sort of carries on the battle? Or do you think that's too much too soon? Because let me tell you something.
I feel like it might be too much too soon.
Okay.
Especially because she's already going for the family, right? In page 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's not like we're missing any victims.
Yeah, and then things get really crazy when we jump into Jared's script. There's a scene where they're basically summoning Count Darius, and let's just say Count Darius demands a blood sacrifice. So I don't want to go crazy
neat.
over the top. So I think that's good advice. Okay, good. Then I'm just going to keep it to the priest, because I was thinking maybe the priest would be coming in and maybe there's like an acolyte or something, but I'll just keep it with the priest. So we'll make him like a totally cool warrior monk.
Mew Mew says it just means away or lurking. Apparently that's what AFK means.
Oh. Okay. Oh, okay.
Live, laugh, lurking.
I think it'd be fun to do a whole class in Discord. I mean, we're having fun right now.
Yeah.
This is very much just like class, except
The only issue with having so many people in a single Discord would be people talking over each other.
lag.
Yeah, that would kind of be... That can be a bit much.
Well, we could try it, and if it doesn't work, we'll see. And maybe we do it on Discord and we don't broadcast it. I don't know. We just do it on Discord. It doesn't have to be live stream. Okay, this panel is going to happen in like 5 seconds. You guys ready for a 5-second panel?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
Don't count. That makes me
4,
nervous.
5. Where's the panel, Chad?
Here. It's my fill didn't work. I was betrayed. Oh, it's because I merged down. Heck on it. All right, hold on. We're gonna try this again. All right, count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm still deciding.
Oh! 6. I just needed 6 seconds. Heck on it. All right. We were kidding, but I mean, basically, that's what it's a window where the sun sets. Oh, the suspense. All right, I need to switch out my reference here.
It would have been totally appropriate for me to do that counting as the couch from Sesame Street.
1.
What?
What?
Count.
You never watched Sesame Street?
The count. Perry, I thought you said couch for some reason.
The couch. I'm gonna count like the couch.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, what couch?
The couch. The couch, Ray. It's the couch.
I'm sorry, I should have known.
Please, Ray. How do you not know the couch from Sesame Street? Sometimes referred to as the Sesame Street sofa. Alliteration.
You know, Sesame Street made the news this week.
For doing what?
Apparently, Elmo has a best friend named Zoe, and Zoe has a pet rock, and Elmo is jealous of Zoe's pet rock.
Yes! Elmo hates that rock!
Elmo
it's my favorite thing!
hates the rock, and then Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson heard about it and threatened to come to Sesame Street to beat up Elmo. And then Cookie Monster interceded and was like, "Bring it, bitch."
Children!
I know.
That is incredible.
So we'll see if The Rock shows up to Sesame Street.
Did you fight Elmo? That, like, yeah, he's, like, got an attitude with this rock, but, like, I don't know, watching Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson beat up Elmo, that just feels like too much.
No, I'd enjoy that.
Oh, Meow Meow says, Mew Mew, sorry, not Meow Meow, Mew Mew. Says they've been pronouncing your name wrong the whole time, Perry.
I don't know how you've been pronouncing it.
Peary?
I thought it was like T this whole time.
P. What? I don't get it.
I don't either.
Oh, like Peary?
Maybe? It's Perry,
This kid-
like the platypus. Or get the fruit.
Very like the platypus. Oh boy.
It do be Perry. Well, I mean, that's how my whole username works. Parasite. Can you imagine if it was like Parasite?
Parasite.
Eurocity? Eurocity? I really want the day to come where someone can just like, I want them to genuinely mean it. I want them to say like, oh, my audio isn't cutting out, because...
No, your audio's good for right
Yeah,
now.
you're doing good. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I want someone to like genuinely say to me like, curse you, Perry the Parasite. One of these days.
Curse you, Barry the Parasite! There you go. Wish
Yeah, see,
fulfilled.
I don't know what I gotta do, but I'm sure... No, here's the thing. I haven't wronged you. I don't think.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. Like, and I know I can accomplish this. I'm sure I'm gonna wrong someone one of these. I already have. To my family. I just know.
But you know
Something could go down.
You know your family's never going to call you by your nickname. They're going to call you by your real name. That's the problem.
Actually, my
yeah.
little sister
They're
calls
gonna
me
be
by
like-
my online name more than my actual name.
Really?
Yeah, and I call her Mayo
Look at that loyalty.
all the time.
So, do you call your little sister Mayo because she's white?
No, I call her Mayo because that's her online
Oh.
name.
Oh, okay. Because that's the name they gave my son in the Navy. They called him Mayo. Because he was... Have you seen Chad? He's super white. Like,
Yeah, he looks like Zach.
yeah, he has like 15 out of the 16 genetic markers for albinism. Like, just...
Oh,
white.
wow.
Yeah. So they call him Mayo. So, it's funny. Yeah, him
That's
and...
probably better than calling him like Miracle Whip or something.
I know, right? I'd rather be Mayo than Miracle Whip. But Joy's pretty white too. So...
You think about that all day now. Just like who else thinks it's like Peary? Peary.
Peary.
It's Peary. Like, I've been some people on TikTok. They do like these really like I think they're supposed to be Midwestern accents, whatnot, and like that's just what that makes me think of. Hey there, Peary. How you doing?
Oh, Jared has a story suggestion. So Jared says, a suggestion for your writer, from your writer, have the priest try and stop her, but maybe he gets knocked out as she goes for the family. But then that means the family gets eaten, and it's a bloodbath. And
I
then,
guess my only question to that would be, why would she rather go for the family if someone's already coming after her and she can just like have at it right then and there?
True.
so,
The idea is that like she's so famished that she's not even registering that like this is her family that she's attacking, unless she just has issues with them.
no, you're exactly right. They're starving. They need, like,
Yeah.
when they reanimate, they're almost zombies. They're just sort of like brainless, and they have to feed. And then once they feed, then they can get a little bit of their cognitive ability back. But like right now, as they reanimate, they're just super vulnerable, but they're only thinking about feeding. That's it. Let's see. Because they are the first that she sees. Yeah. Basically, she sits up, sees the family, and just thinks ham sandwich. So,
Sandwich.
And now we're all thinking
I got
ham
some
sandwich. We're back on
focaccia
the
in the-
food thing.
Well, like I got some focaccia in the freezer, and I'm gonna make some sandwiches.
I still think you need to drop off that macaroni. And some crepes.
Yeah, you need to bring me some crepes too.
I know, right?
At what point was I a restaurant?
I know, right? It's your fault you make good food. And then you come on and you just start talking
You know
about
what?
food.
Yeah.
It's your fault. Don't try and pass it off.
Fine. You know, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to take accountability. I don't know, avoid responsibility for this.
Yeah. I mean, you gave me the macaroni and cheese TikTok video.
I did. That was my fault.
And you
I
know
am
I can't
responsible
cook.
for that.
So
know
you,
that now.
Yeah. No, you know that now.
New information. I think. Oh, I made some tikka masala the other day that turned out really good,
Oh.
and
Ooh.
turmeric rice.
Oh, I love Indian food.
It's so good. I really want to make enchiladas soon.
Perry! I'm so hungry, Perry. Perry, I have listen. I have woken up today. I went to the gym for like 2 hours. I've got like 6.5 miles in. I've had nothing but this stupid protein shake. I'm about ready to eat the kids in this comic. And you're like, Indian food, macaroni and cheese. I'm like, ah.
Inciting the chaos into my day-to-day life.
Oh. Oh. And Joy is gone.
Make really good enchiladas.
So, you know, the girls have done a really good job of, like, last night Michaela made some minestrone soup. I need to just go and have another bowl of minestrone. And then the night, I think she made Swedish meatballs like the night before. Anyway,
Ooh.
yeah. And, well, we ate all those. Those are gone. They didn't last. Let's see. Now Jared's talking about Chinese food. This is terrible. We're losing viewers, guys. Everyone's like, stop watching the stream, and they've all gone to like get food. This is not how to run a podcast or stream or. Okay, what's the difference between a stream and a podcast?
Stream has visuals, podcast is audio only.
Ah, okay.
Boom.
So it's definitely a stream.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going to work as a podcast then. You can't do art. Audio.
You can just
Unless you just,
describe,
like, really describe
I'm
it.
moving the brush
Yeah.
from left to right.
Okay.
Here's the thing, at that point, like, I don't know why, but I feel like that could almost be like a Bob Rossi, like, ASMR kind of thing, like, and here we go, I'm gonna make another brush stroke right here.
Did you
Oh,
watch
would
the
you look at how great that came out?
Did you watch the Bob Ross documentary?
I've heard it's sad.
It is sad, but I did not know this. He was a ladies' man. Like he was.
Yes, I did know.
He was a player. He was a player. I was shocked. I always thought he was, you know, just this country gentleman. No, like he even goes in. He goes, well, that's why I talk like this, because it puts women at ease. I was like, oh, like, whoa, who knew Bob Ross? And yeah, crowds of women showed up to watch old Bob paint. Good for you, Bob.
Oh, that's right, because you were telling me about this.
Yeah.
And, like, it made me think of, like, you know, back in the day when, like, these were new episodes and stuff, you have, like, these housewives, and they have, like, their glass of wine, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, what color are we painting with today, Bob?
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, alizarin crimson.
Yeah. Oh, George watching Joy's like creepy. Oh.
Oh, yeah, you beat the devil out of that paintbrush in your turpentine.
Happy trees. Happy trees.
How happy are those trees, Bob? Tell me. Starting to hate myself. I need to stop.
Oh boy. Made me think of Bob in a whole new light, though. Bob the player.
I don't think I needed this light on Bob.
Oh.
Made me start thinking of Bob the Builder. Like all of his, truck friends. His other truckers.
Wait, are his friends truckers? They're not other builders?
Oh, they're actual, trucks. They're like construction vehicles. You know Bob the Builder?
Yeah, isn't he he's got like the Charlie Brown face and he's dressed like the Home Depot help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole, can we fix it? Yes,
Yeah,
we can.
right. I thought his friends
that's like
were
one of
other
my-
builders.
There's the one builder that's blonde. I think her name's, I don't know, Wendy or something? She's the other human, but the rest of them are, actual, construction vehicles with faces.
Whoa. Okay. That sounds like Thomas the Train to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like Home Depot version of Thomas the Train. One of my favorite jokes to make, back when I was young and the divorce was fresh, was, can Bob the Builder fix my family? No, he can't.
Oh, no. Oh, that's so sad.
But you learn to live with it. Then you make humor out of it.
It
And
is.
it makes you
it is
a little
funny.
interesting. Quirky. I'm hungry. I've become my own enemy. I did this to me.
You did.
I'm nice and full of pastaroni. Like, you guys can suffer. I'm fine.
Good for you.
Yeah, I got like this horrible protein shake. It was so delicious, and then I added the protein.
The only good protein shake I've had, because my dad used to make them all the time. Like, every morning. He's like, all right, who wants a protein shake? And I'm like, yes, my 11-year-old self would love that. He once made one that was kind of like pina colada. Pretty good.
Yeah, mine basically is bananas, almond milk, spinach, pineapple,
Oh,
soy protein, and there's like the stuff that's supposed to make your skin shiny, because I'm
Coconut oil?
trying to eat like super vegan. No, it's
Flax seeds?
it's like it's like a collagen something, like it's anyway.
That's too big of a word for me.
Yeah, anywho. Joy buys it for me, and it's on the counter, and I just add scoops. And so, like, the banana stuff, the spinach, that's all fine. You add the protein and the collagen, and it tastes a lot like chalk. So, it's something I make myself drink, but boy, you can't live on it. That's for sure.
I'm just
All
thinking
right.
about the Chalk Zone theme song.
Okay, page one's looking pretty good. We're narrowing it down. Things
It
about
is
to get
looking pretty
spooky.
good.
That'd be crazy if we finished like the painting or the pencils for an entire page in one stream.
I bet we could.
I think we could. I need to focus.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Let's see. So Mecha Jared said, "I can win at jokes aimed at my dad because all I have to say is all my dad is doing is rotting 6 feet under.
No.
Yeah, there's something wrong with me."
Oh.
I always think of that line from Hot Rod, where it's like, "Oh yeah, you got to see this picture of my dad. He's super dead." And it just...
I told my kids that I want them to sing karaoke at my funeral. I don't want to have a sad funeral. I want it to be like a happening party. And
Chocolate fountain.
I want my friends to throw it because I think they could pull it off.
My friend asked me to die in the woods because he's in the wolves.
What? Say
He's-
that again.
Planning. Yeah. Friend wants me to dump his body in the woods. Because he wants to be eaten by wolves.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
So like that's been his dream for years. So I'm
Slade-
like, all right, how are we doing this?
my friend Slade wants to be stuffed with dynamite, shot over the Grand Canyon, and detonated midair.
oh boy.
I love that. That's great. That's beautiful.
Ray Ray is like, who am I hanging out with? I've made some poor life decisions.
Now, okay. I've had a couple of ideas about what I want done with my body when I die. Some more morbid than others.
You're not going to donate organs to science? Save lives and things like that?
I am a listed organ donor, yes.
Okay.
However, all of my plans don't need organs. So, there was the one idea of being... Two of my plans involve cremation. One of them, this is probably like, you know, the most wholesome thing. Because I don't want a grave. I've said this before. I don't like the idea of people just knowing where I am. So, I don't want to be buried.
Oh, you cut out.
I don't know why. That makes me uncomfortable. Like, the thought of someone...
You cut out there for a second.
Yeah, the thought of... Yeah, the thought of someone, like, coming to my grave and, like, standing over me and, like, looking down on me, it's like, no. This will not happen in death as well. I was looked down on enough in life. I will not be walked on in death. So, yeah, I don't like that option. One plan is to be cremated, and I've heard that they can, like, take your ashes and basically press it into, like, this ball, then they put it in the ocean, and it's supposed to, like, help coral reefs grow.
Oh.
I have heard that.
So I like that idea. The idea of, like, giving some fishes some homes. That sounds pretty sweet.
I've heard that they can basically turn you into a tree, too.
I'm in favor of the tree one.
Now, see, if I wanted chaos beyond the grave.
Perry's like, I want octopi and sharks living in my remains.
I mean, who wouldn't?
I just want to be.
I
want to be. I think I just want to be cremated and then shoved in a jar. But I want to be in Joy's coffin. I don't want to be... Because Joy doesn't want to be cremated. So I'm just going to hang in her coffin in a jar.
That's kind of cute, actually.
That's what happened with my grandfather and his dad. He was buried with his dad's ashes.
Aw.
Yeah, what's happening of, like, him being made into, like, little earrings and cufflinks and whatnot, and then it's given to my so I can haunt them. Is that sounds fun?
I'm reading Jared's comment here real quick. I can win at jokes aimed at my dad because all I have to say is all my dad is doing. Okay, so we read that. Then, if you need a friend with a shovel and an alibi, I'm your guy. I will take you up on that, sir. I can use friends that will help me hide bodies. Those are the best kinds of friends.
Body hiding.
Are you listening, FBI?
I feel like my FBI agent's name would be like Steve or something.
Oh, I hope I get a Scully. Alright, I need to walk back. Let's see.
But the last option was having, like... one I couldn't really be cremated for. But basically, my teeth and my eyes would be repurposed and, like, put into a doll.
That is really creepy.
Like, that is super creepy.
Like, it also looks like me. Like, kind of Annabelle style.
No.
And then that would also be meant to haunt people. That's, like, the most extreme version. I think I'm leaning a bit more towards Coral Reef, though.
Yeah. Help the fish out. They need it.
I like the fishes. They don't have enough homes.
They don't. We're like blowing stuff up. They're having a hard time.
Yeah, I want to give some tropical fishies some home.
Some home.
Some home, yes. Nice little place for coral to grow. Like, okay, fishies. Have some home.
Yeah,
And Mecha Jared said, get put out on a wooden ship and have them shoot flaming arrows at you.
that's the Viking way right there.
Yep.
Yep.
I would want that, except I would embarrass my entire family because they'd all be like missing all these arrow shots and
Yeah, you gotta have like a good archer in your family.
it'd be like, wait, she's getting too far away.
That would be a funny combo.
No, actually, wait a minute. You can use this, because here's the thing. The person who can land the arrow and set your body aflame, that's who gets the inheritance.
I was right about, yeah. Smart.
Make the inheritance a competition.
That'd be funny.
That would be really funny.
Like, all of your relatives spend their lifetimes becoming really good at archery. And, like, here's the thing. If everyone's good at archery, the only thing you can do at a point is sabotage their equipment.
Oh my.
Yeah, man, that's a funeral I would love to go to. Arrows or...
I think the best funeral I've been to was my friend Jimmy. And they sang karaoke and they told funny stories, so everyone was like laughing. It felt so good. Because he died extremely young. I think he was still in his 30s. Like, he was young. And it was one of those deaths where you're just like, you couldn't believe it. Because he should have outlived, well, he definitely should have outlived me. But, it was so, I've never left a funeral feeling like happy. It was so different. I'm just like, man, that's what I want for my kids. I don't want my kids to be like sad and singing sad songs and you know, in tears and stuff like that. It's be like, yeah, sing karaoke and have a fondue fountain and a disco ball and I don't know, celebrate.
I think in some other cultures, like, I can't remember which one it was, but there was some culture in Asia, like, it might have been Vietnam, I'm not sure. But yeah, funerals aren't like a sad occasion, it's like a celebration of the person's life.
Yeah.
So it's like, instead of...
It felt more healthy.
Yeah. Okay. Instead of like, you know... What is it, like... You know, the fact of like... So sad, instead it's like... This is the kind of person they were, and it was great. And we were very lucky to have them in our lives. Now let's move on.
Yeah.
We respect them, but in a way that isn't like, you know, very eerie and sad. It's just, it's a party.
I think it also helped that his best friend was a stand-up comedian. So
that would help.
Yeah.
That would help significantly.
Yeah.
Just turn your funeral into a roast.
But they all told like funny stories and yeah, and Lord knows I have funny stories. Holy cow. My kids are gonna tell.
One time, Chad mixed up a watermelon and a walnut.
Trying to tell us about Watergate?
Salad,
not the scandal.
Trying to explain Watergate salad before the stream started. See, what do Andy what Andy Kaufman did and have them all sing a song where they follow the bouncing ball. He was a character. You know what, Jared? You know, it'd be funny. You'd have to do this though. Like, get a robot and reanimate the corpse. Like, have me like jump out of the coffin.
No. That's like on par with Perry wanting to become a doll.
There was
This ain't Five Nights at Freddy's.
This
There-
is very interesting to hear.
there was one time. So do you guys remember Johnny Fuller? We were roommates, and he got a plastic animated zombie doll, like a animatronic zombie doll, and put it right by the door. And I was like running out the door on my way to school, and it like popped up and did this thing. And I did. Have you guys seen those goats that just freeze? They just freeze.
You just faint.
And they like fall.
I didn't faint or fall, but I totally froze. I was like, what is this? Like, what is happening?
Oh gosh.
But anyway, he thought that was the funniest thing ever. He thought he was so clever. And I wanted to murder him. I just wanted to murder him so bad. Because I was like flipped out beyond words. I just stood there and looked at it. It's good to know though, if in an emergency, I'm just gonna die horribly, like staring at whatever kills me, because I have really bad reflexes when it comes to fight or flight. I neither fight nor flight. I just stare.
You'll buy time for the others to
Yeah,
get away.
exactly. Yeah. Yep.
It wasn't a situation where I'm like, okay, this is it, I'm gonna die. I was actually really calm. I was proud of myself.
Was it like a car wreck or?
No. Okay. In fact, twice in my life, I fully convinced myself that the world was gonna end. So I just went about my whole day waiting for the apocalypse to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I accepted it.
Like, what did you think was
There-
gonna
there's
happen? Like, do you like?
I don't know, just that the world was gonna end or something.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I really thought, and here's the other thing. Because this was the second time that I thought the world was gonna end. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, wait. So, running with the assumption that there is an afterlife. Like, do you just look the way you do when you die for the rest of the afterlife?
I hope not.
Because here's the thing: if the world
I want my hair
ended
back.
while I was sleeping,
I want my hair back. If I don't get my hair, I'm talking to the boss. There's
Oh my
it's
gosh.
going down.
you're going straight to HR.
If I'm bald, yes. If I am bald when I'm dead, I'm gonna turn into a full-blown Karen, the likes of which you've never seen. Like, that would be so upsetting to have an afterlife and then be bald and look the way you do. No, you better look like Keanu Reeves. Like, just
Oh my gosh.
I want me back. when I
Everyone
was
looks like Keanu Reeves.
Well, I'm just saying, I want to be like
Every single person.
like when I was like 23 and super fit and ran 5 miles a day and had like a 500-pound deadlift. I better be that. That's what I want. I don't want I don't want to be like 85 years old and feeble and creaky knees and no hair and hair on my back and nose and all that. No, I better look, like I said, I better look like Keanu Reeves. I want to talk to the boss. Anyway, okay, sorry, go ahead. Rant over.
Oh, but yeah, so, yeah, basically, I decided that, like, if the world was ending while I was asleep, I actually trained myself to be able to jump out of bed and do my makeup really quickly, because it's very important to me. And it's like, okay, I fought to have my makeup look the way it does. I'm gonna die with my makeup like this. One of my friends was like, oh yeah, were you gonna, like, call your family if, the world started ending? I'm like, maybe I should have done that? I just have my priorities. It's like, I don't know, I'd see them eventually. It's the other time I thought I was gonna die.
Your family does sound interesting, though. So.
You're neat. They're a bag of something. But there are good ones. And, the other ones. Believe that salads that aren't salads.
and we're
Owen
right
Coolip
back.
is not a salad.
We have come full circle. We have come full
Like twice.
We are back to the weird salads. Oh boy.
Well, okay, this is the other time I thought I was gonna die. Which probably wasn't, but I had actually donated plasma, and I think they tied my armband on too tight, so it like cut off the circulation to the rest of my arm.
Oh wow.
Well, because so 2 hours later, I take the band off. 5 minutes, I am on the ground, and I can't move. I am fighting to stay awake, and it like I was actually upstairs, and I was like, okay, probably gonna pass out. Like, I don't know how this is gonna go. What's the best thing I can do? I should probably get to my phone in case I need to call someone. So I like kind of dragged myself downstairs, and then yeah, on the kitchen floor, I'm just kind of sitting there with my phone, and I'm like, I am like drenched in sweat. I'm like, what is the best thing I can do? Probably stay awake. Probably drink some water. Who's gonna pick up my mother from the airport? If I die, the animals are gonna have to eat me to survive.
Aw.
I don't know. I was pretty calm. I was like, well, they'll be taken care of.
Were you?
It is what it is.
Were you in pain, or were you just like not in pain and just losing consciousness?
No, I wasn't in pain or anything. Yeah, I was just losing consciousness. I think what happened was that I just got like a massive head rush.
Huh.
Like some kind of like insane head rush. Because yeah, like I said, I felt really warm. Again, absolutely just drenched in sweat. Just really trying to stay awake. Because it's like, at least when I'm awake, I know what's going on. I'm like, man, if I pass out now, who knows what'll happen after that? I might not wake up again. That doesn't sound that great. That was just how I was thinking when I was on the floor.
I've been there. I had like a crazy experience where I didn't have health insurance. And when you don't have health insurance, the doctor's attitudes towards you are like, go home and die. I mean, literally. I mean, we're talking about the United States, right? Everything's a business.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have health insurance, and they basically ruled out what was wrong with me without doing the right test. And so subsequently, every doctor I went to was just reading my medical records, and they're like, okay, well, they tested for this, and so, I said, hello, Chad, how are you doing today? Who are you chatting with? I'm chatting with Ray and Perry, my two interns. And, but anyway, they gave me the wrong test, and it was something very simple, it was gallstones. But it went on for so long that it started to infect my liver, and so I had liver failure.
Oh.
And I was in the shower one day, and so what would happen is I would have these extremely painful attacks that would last for like hours and hours on end, and I was in so much pain that blood was coming out of my eyeballs and out of my skin. Like I was straining.
Oh my gosh!
I was straining so hard that the blood was coming out of my skin. And then
that is terrifying.
Yeah, it's called petechial hemorrhage or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not a doctor. And then at one point, I was taking a shower and I was shampooing my hair, and all my hair fell out, all of it. I flipped out. But I remember like being in so much pain where I was just like, okay, if I don't feel better, I want to die. I do not want to live this way. And I was really young. I was like 25. Joy would know, like 27. I don't know. But I remember just thinking, like, I don't want to. If this is how it's going to be every day, like, check please. Just anyway. So I think that's probably the closest. Then I also got swine flu. And
yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Oh my gosh, I was so sick with swine flu. I remember thinking the same thing. Like, I was so miserable. There's two things I remember about that. I could not get warm. There was times where I was like burning up, and I would just lay on the linoleum floor of my bathroom because it felt cool to the touch. And I was too weak to like get out of the bathroom because I would just run back and forth to the bathroom being sick. And then there's other times where I was in bed and I had like 50 blankets on me and like bean bags. You know how those warm little microwavable rice bags and stuff like that. Nothing.
Yeah.
I could not get warm. And I remember thinking the exact same thing. Where it's like, if this keeps going, because I was like that for like 4 days. It was like that for 4 days. And I was like, if I'm not getting better, like, just being in so much pain where you're just like, okay, I'm done, you know. So I don't know. Your brain is a weird thing. Like at one point, I think death just becomes like a welcome thing where you're like, I'm ready, you know. But I think I felt that way though, because like I had like a boatload of insurance. I didn't have medical insurance, but I had life insurance. So I was like, you know what? I die. My kids get a couple million each. Joy's young. She can remarry. Everything will be all right, you know. But I don't know. But now that I'm older and I've had like, you know, my cousin passed away. My grandparents have passed away. You see how much of an impact you have that other people have on your life. And then you're like, you get like, I have more fight in me now as far as like living, just because like, you assume things like if you have a life insurance policy, you assume things like your family's going to be okay without you because money solves everything. I think I know better now. Does that make sense? Where it's just like I would have to fight because I don't know. I just think people need you more than you think they need you. I think that's a lie that we tell ourselves, that everything will be okay without you, and we just don't realize like how important we are to our loved ones around us until you lose loved ones. So, you know, I think you owe it to yourself to keep yourself healthy and, you know, and fight. But I know that there were times where I was just like, I'm done. Check, please. But I'm glad I didn't give up because, I've lucked out that I got better both times. But let me tell you something. I have not missed a vaccination since getting the swine flu. I have not missed the vaccine. I get my flu shot every year, and I haven't had the flu since. So, anywho, all right, one last panel. We're gonna do it.
Absolutely.
Boy, that's getting a little dark, guys. What do you think?
It is a little dark.
Printing could be a nightmare.
And it's just gonna get darker. All right, I think we're gonna. At first, this looks like it's been pretty blocked out, but I think I'm gonna hatch this in here because I'm thinking if this gets too dark, it's just gonna look too crazy. Like maybe, and I might need to do something with this panel to maybe I lighten this wall. I don't know. We'll see. But we could also I could also let the colorist handle it. So. See what they bring to the table. But that's also pretty late to be solving issues. I don't know. I'll have to play with it.
Let's see, Jared said, I had a similar experience about 11 years ago. My appendix went septic and I had constant pain that wouldn't go away. My mom and sister rushed me to the hospital and I was told by the doctor if they hadn't got me at that exact moment, I wouldn't be here now.
Yeah, that's no joke. Sepsis is no joke. Same thing happened to my brother. He got diverticulitis in his, but he got sepsis from the whatever diverticuli or whatever, and same deal. Yeah, infections are no joke. And now we got all these like bacteria resistant strains and all that good stuff. Good times, folks.
Been like a nightmare or something. Bad kitty dream.
Sophie?
Hey, I'm on here.
Yeah, Sophie Cat.
I think Joy's back on my my page. Cause look, it says Chad Harden Art. So Joy's back on. I'm commenting on my own stream.
Joy.
Oh!
A little dark there.
Mm.
Wait, yeah. I thought we were talking about the comments on this. I looked up to check the comments on this.
No, I was talking about your panel.
my fill, yeah. There we go. See, this one doesn't bother me as much, but for some reason, you know what I could do though? I could just have more streams coming in as like the last light. I could just add some lighting effects like I did with. So like if you look at the next page, I sort of did the same thing. I had the same thing going on, and then I did like that. I think that would be a nice little breakup.
One thing you could also do that might help is having white borders instead of black borders.
Oh, that
between
will
the panels.
That will definitely happen. That all happens at the very end. I'll come in here and I'll see these. I use Photoshop paths to come in and just make them all clean and crisp, and so yeah, I'll definitely do that. But once again, these are pencils, and then I got to turn around and ink it, and I got to get at least 2 of these done. I got to get this one done tonight, and then one done Saturday, and then I have to get ready for school on Sunday. But once again, this is for Death Watch. Watch for it to be a part of the Artist Elite launch. We're hoping the solicits will be going out soon. I got a lot of work to finish up though. I'm starting to panic just a little
Chad,
bit.
Monday's Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, cool. Yes. Cool that we have a holiday. Anyway.
Yeah, nobody's illusion brought that up.
But yeah, I'm getting a little nervous because I have friends that are done with their book, and I'm still working on concept art. But they also knew about this months ahead of time, and they're not teachers, and they're not working on, like, I still have interiors for another book that I got to finish too. So like, anyway, I was a late ad, and I have a lot of stuff going on, so I got to sort of clear my path. I can't just jump in. Wow, I can't believe we penciled this whole thing in a stream. Maybe we should stream
Yeah.
all the time. That's pretty crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a very demanding page. Like, I've had pages, like for Harley, where there was like 27 people at a birthday party, and you know what I mean?
Yikes.
Yeah, and like the background had to be super elaborate, and there was 100 parakeets flying around.
Oh, jeez.
I definitely got to get some reference for this. I'll have to see if one of my kids will like let me get like a bed sheet and lay it over them or something.
Like, hey there,
Yeah, that would
child.
help.
Would you like to be a corpse?
Yeah, they've been pirates before. Joy was a Quinari priestess, and then I don't. Have you guys ever met Stacy? She's one of my former students. She was Isabella for Dragon Age. Who else has been in my comics? Well, I put myself in a comic. That was fun. I was the Traveler's sidekick, scientist buddy. Back when I felt smart. I would never cast myself as a scientist anymore. Guys, I think that's it. I mean, I'm definitely gonna have to like grab some reference, but I think we're at a good stopping point. You know, hold on. Let's merge it down.
I love the way you do hatching for shading.
Like right here.
Just everywhere on your page. It's really good.
Huh. I never thought that was a strong point, but I'll take the compliment. Thank you.
Very good, like, descriptive lines.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get rid of this. I gotta be consistent with my light source. I think that makes for a better focal point than. Now, tangents. Let's get rid of that right there. Any other tangents, guys? I think we're pretty tangent free.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, it's been fun. We're creeping up on the 5 o'clock hour, which is normally we bail at what, 4:30, right? But because we don't have class today,
Like that.
we can go a little bit over. But I'm thinking we're at a really good stopping point. I mean, we're pretty much, done with the pencils on this page. I mean, like I said, I'm going to go grab some reference, see if my kids can help out. And then I think I'm going to just start inking this thing and then just count the hours till Joy gets home. Joy gets home tomorrow. I'm so happy.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
That'll be nice.
It's been 2 weeks.
That'll be good for you.
Yes. Yep. I'm going to give her a big hug because this is the first time I've ever actually had to be a parent in my life. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been a parent, but like, it's just been me for 2 weeks, and
Mm.
I do not like it just being me. I am definitely
Having it all on your shoulders.
Yes, I'm definitely going to contribute more. I'm going to do more dishes. I'm going to do more laundry. But oh my gosh, it's been hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been
You
hard.
said Joy's here, so she could even hear this.
Right, maybe. I don't know. She was in here. Let's see. I have computer issues. I clicked out of Facebook and came back in as Chad and can't switch back to myself. Having an identity crisis. This is Joy. I'm tech support in the family, for those of you who don't know. So, anyway, okay.
I'm so Chad, you're tech support in your family?
I know. But listen. Okay. But here's,
Maybe that was...
I know, but listen, I've been doing this for a long... My parents gave up on tech support when it came to programming the VHS. I've been tech support for my entire family since I was like 8. And I'm pushing 50. So, you know, I thought my kids would do the same thing. I thought at 8, all they had to do was last till my kids were 8, and then they would take over. They're still coming to me to fix stuff. Like, I'm like going,
oh boy.
yeah. So I know
boy.
I know it sounds preposterous, but let me tell you, it gets harder the older you get. I'm being dead serious. Go look and see if there's any other comic books artists who are my age that are on Twitch. I bet you cannot find a single one, because the majority of the response to that is, what is Twitch? Like, they don't even know. So,
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, it's hard. The Pixar movie where they just start throwing memories in the pit. What's that one? Inside Out? Where they're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, we don't need this anymore. That's what happens, and your brain just turns into Swiss cheese. You're like, oh, I should know how to do this somewhere. And it's like the memory you need. Nope, they've chucked it in the pit with Bing Bong, and it's gone. So you're on your own.
Soon.
Yes, exactly, soon. You'll get too old, and people just start chucking your memories into the pit. So, anyway, that's it, though. Hope you guys like the page. I'll probably get on and stream the inks, too, just because why not? But as far as having the whole crew together, thanks to everybody for joining in. Do you guys want to plug anything before we go? Ray Perry?
Nah, I'm good this time.
I'd just be plugging the same stuff. Like, I did get all of the streaming software downloaded. I just need to actually commit to hopping on and doing a stream.
Did you
my own?
Did you post was it Ultima Games? Did you post that email to the student Discord?
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, let's do that. Anyway. That's it.
Sweet.
That's it. Hope you have a good night, Chad, and whoever's talking right now, that's Ray, and Perry. So everybody else have a good night. Have a good weekend. You shut this off, go home, and enjoy your family and loved ones. We'll see you next week.